Good morning, good morning, good morning. My apologies for being a little bit behind. I was answering some emails, which I have a lot of. So yesterday was spent emailing the influencers, in which case we only were able to email 40 of the 500. So today is like, I got to do it, right? Um, which does mean, because I'm a little behind on that, I might have to add a little bit of oomph to it. So I'm thinking tomorrow's email to everyone um, might list who we emailed and how to email them. I don't know. Because I do think if we could get everyone emailing these people, like, hey, Rhino emailed you, they're waiting for you, blah, 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 maybe that'll work. But I also have to think to myself, because is that is that wrong, right? So I'm literally just thinking out loud. Right or wrong, I still have to decide. But in terms of where my mind's at, in terms of catching up a little bit, that's where it is. Um, the emails are great, actually. So we've been able to personalize each one of them. Hello, Frida. Good morning, Brian. Um, personalize each one of them. Have it looked, but it doesn't look like gotten. Which is when we sent them out, we filtered them by the largest influencers, right? So the ones that had the most followers on YouTube, which conceivably are probably the ones that everyone's trying to get as well. So it's not reason to be anxious. Also, Binance was acting a little silly today. So I sent a wire to Binance yesterday, and it was in pending status for like 24 hours. I was on this morning and it was still in pending status, even though it had been approved 20 times out of the only one approval necessary. So then I sent another one this morning and it went through, but it told me my account was restricted, that I could not withdraw it. Now, of course, everyone here knows if Rhino got restricted, that's like to be like, oh my God, we have this, you know, thinking we need to have a. Oh yeah, my pleasure, Brooks. We do need to have a very quick step two. I mean, Plan B, and we have that with our RHINOBUX. Like when people are purchasing it, all the plans have a Plan B, and what I mean by that is your plans go through Kartra. If, for instance, Stripe says, "Hey, listen, we don't like Anthony's breath anymore. We are not going to do a single transaction. Hey, never a single transaction for Rhino." That's fine. We could swap Stripe out and put in Square or put in PayPal or put in our JP Morgan merchant accounts because Kartra is like the facilitator and, well, I guess they're the middleman, and then they just hand it off to who we tell them to hand it off to. So there are redundancies within Rhino to make sure, because our plan always is, if we hit our goal, we're going to upset somebody, and if we really hit our goal, there are probably going to be someone with a little bit of power. So we want to make sure that we are able to stand the test of time. But that being said, with Binance, so when Binance goes ahead and says your account's restricted, it's like, oh my God. So I went ahead and started messaging their customer support at 6 a.m. And it told me, hey, due to high volume, we'll get back to you, which made me feel a little more comfortable. Of course, two things. One, we have the same daily routine with Binance. We do not stray from the same exact daily routine. So I don't think all of a sudden today we broke any rules. And secondly, when you see that customer service is really backed up, it means everyone's experiencing the same problem. So I find comfort in that. And to the credit of, I guess, my not panic, I don't know, maybe credit's not the right word. I was just emailing one of our rhinos back now, and he was asking about Binance, and I'm like, oh my God, well, this happened to us. And then I see a message on my phone, and I go, you're never going to believe this. Everything just got approved, and we sent it. So we will be buyers of Rhino in, I don't know, 5 minutes, because those funds finally went through. So that's a good thing. So to the point of Binance, everything's okay. But we are going to actively take a look at what's a backup option. Unfortunately, Coinbase is not one, not yet, because Coinbase is only on the Ethereum network and PancakeSwap is on the Binance Smart Chain. So we need an exchange that will take Ethereum and convert it to Binance Smart Chain. which I'm sure there's plenty of exchanges that do it, but that's like a Grand Central Station, right? Like that's a big deal. You need to the exchange needs to be so comprehensive, so large that you could send them one thing and they can convert it to something else, which is not like Coinbase doesn't even do it, right? So just to give it a certain level of scale. But do I think Binance is the only one in the world? No. So we'll have Plan B and C available soon. The corollary to that is PancakeSwap is owned by Binance, right? So if Binance was really out to get you, would that be a problem? And I don't know. So I have to take a look at that. Because, for instance, YouTube's owned by Google. Oh, great, Brooks, thank you. I'm going to take a look at Kraken. YouTube's owned by Google, but can Google just go ahead and say, "Hey, YouTube, we don't, you have someone over there we don't like, therefore you're going to do this"? Is YouTube allowed to? Is going to say okay, or is YouTube like, "Hey, that's our customer. Let us worry about that"? And I don't know the answer. I suspect they would just say okay, but we need to figure that part out. But getting back to the original point, that's a doomsday scenario, and that is under the assumption that we did something wrong, right? So I'm constantly looking for redundancies to the point that I'm verbally thinking out loud of how we can create a redundancy in the event we do something wrong. The assumption being we're going to do something wrong, which is a very, very long assumption because we have the same routine. So not an immediate concern. So something really cool, right? Like, so these are the things that I find as being really, really cool. Yesterday, there was there was a 60 Rhino purchase. It came out to $124. Yeah, and I've been looking at that. $124, but it wasn't by us, which means that purchase came from a unique third party. So that purchase came from someone that is not in Rhino, does not own a recurring Rhino plan. They just happened to believe that RHINOBUX was a good purchase, and they went out on their own and purchased it for their own account with their own money, having no connection to Rhino at all. That's, again, it's one, right? But that's kind of like a cockroach theory. Like when you see one cockroach, there's never just one. For you to get that one cockroach, which by the way, if that person's on, you're not a cockroach, right? Which is totally offensive, sorry. But the points being, when one person goes ahead and makes that behavior, it's usually representative of a whole lot of similar behavior, right? So, like for instance, say I go out today and all of a sudden, some girl comes up to me and she's like, "Wow, you look really nice today." Does that mean one girl thought I looked nice today? No, but it means I looked so nice that one felt compelled to do it, which is representative of all the other girls saying, "Well, we think he looks really nice, but not enough for us to have the guts to go up to him, but we're thinking about it." So if my wife's on, I love you, and no girl said it to me, right? But just to give a bit of an analogy, so when I see something like that, it's a big deal. It's something to take note of. Rhino has the highest market cap it's had today. Our Rhino sheet is really, really good. If you take a look at it, every metric is there, which is awesome. So it's far better than the one we had. Today I have to continue. I have to finish all those influencers. I just do. There's no doubt. I have to do that today, which means I'll be doing it the entire day. I'm also getting together with the team. I want to know where RHINOBOT is. By Thursday, I want that on the lander page, that anyone that goes to the lander, the bot will approach them and say, "Hey, welcome to Rhino. How can I help you?" In which case, as everyone has seen, that bot is not only wildly knowledgeable, like more knowledgeable about RHINOBUX than anyone but me. I think so, right? Like nobody knows as much RHINOBUX as I do, but the bot's second. And the backup to the bot is the bot that I coded to go ahead and be able to close the transaction, which means anybody that goes to that page, if they elect to engage with the bot, they will buy. It's one of those things like in Wall Street back in the day, either he's going to buy or he's going to hang up. And that's not something I ever really did, but just to share with you, that's the mantra on Wall Street. Like when you see an account rep being told no, that's not where the conversation ends. The conversation ends with that guy either buying or him hanging up on you. And when you have a prospect hang up on you, everyone in the boardroom claps like, yeah, you took him down to the mat. You do that 100 times today, you're going to get so many accounts because not everyone has the courage to hang up on you. Again, that was indicative. Like that was the cockroach comment. If one person is willing to hang up because they can't say no to you, well, then the rest of the people are equally not going to be able to say no to you, but are they going to exhibit the same behavior? Are they going to hang up? No, they'll probably be pressured into buying. The point being, that is that bot, but in a very less aggressive form. Like it's not going to tell someone to lift up their skirt and grab themselves, right? And I'm only quoting, like that's not me saying it to you because that was a very vulgar comment, but I'm trying to represent what boardrooms look like. And I really PG'd that comment, but that's what those boardrooms look like. I've heard comments like that all the time. Do you ask your wife if you're allowed to go brush your teeth in the morning? Why do you need to ask her if you need to buy stock? Be a man, get up, let's do it. So these are things that are said. Now, without those being said, now, again, those comments are only said because the individual doesn't have the skill set to be persuasive enough or influential enough or to have enough of the data or have enough of the marketing or have enough of the information about the product. If they had a doctorate in behavioral science, a doctorate in the concept and science of persuasion, and they knew every single comment, every single detail of a product, you put that together, you don't need to say vulgar things like that. You can go ahead and present. So the point of the story is by Thursday, anyone that comes to that page will buy or they'll click off the page, assuming they continue engaging with the bot. So the numbers are going to go really, really high. Also, the influencer packages I'm sending out, I'm personalizing to each one, so it's taking me a while, but they're done. And we're actually offering 10 RHINOBUX for every new account added, which is to be delivered May 1st, right? So it's 30 days away, but no lockup, no nothing, which is actually a really, really good offer. Now, the belief being that any influencer could bring in so much that say they get compensated 100,000 Rhino, it's not in their best interest to say, okay, let me go sell 20,000 today, because it would kind of, anyway, it wouldn't be in their best interest to do it because they have a large holding. Somebody that only, says has 100 Rhino, they could go do it the next day. So there is a level where if our belief is you're going to do a lot, we want to compensate you at a higher level because it then becomes in your self-interest to at least stay a part of things. That being said, I don't have it in me to say, okay, random strangers that, are influencers, we're going to give 10, but our Rhino community will give only 5. Even though it makes logical, mathematical sense, there's something that feels very wrong about it. So what I would like to do is I'm going to get that email out to everyone in our Rhino community with the PDF Connect attached. Actually, let me show you what the PDF looks like. Let me see what's behind the screen before I start doing share screens. You never know if it's going to be like a super duper secret that no one's supposed to know. Which, by the way, doesn't actually exist. There is no super duper secret. Okay, so let me do a share screen. So I'm going to send this to everyone. Hide floating menu, hide my head. Okay, cool. By the way, these are some great pictures. So we're going to start using them. This is my favorite. I think that's so cool. So we'll send that to everyone as well. But that one's cool too. Anyway, so this is the DocuSign that we had sent out. And we're going to send it to everyone. So I'm just putting that out there. It's that I'm affirming that all the statements made in this email regarding the collaboration with RHINO and RHINOBUX program are 100% true. 10 RHINOBUX for every member added, May 1st, no lockup, blah, blah, blah. Here's the link to the spreadsheet, the BSC scan, our public listing, the link to be an affiliate for this particular program, and Wednesday's Avengers team call, which I called Avengers because I've never seen the movie until recently. And it's like all the biggest superheroes all together called the Avengers. And in my mind, if we're bringing all the biggest influencers to a team call, well, that's an Avengers team call. So that's the link to the Wednesday call. So I want to have a big call with everyone. This is what we're doing. Let's get going. Signed it and everything. So this is the fact sheet. Quick note about Rhino Street, but this is really what RHINOBUX is, how it compares to Dogecoin, how you can explain it easily, blah, blah, blah. This is what Rhino Street does, this is what Rhino Hub does, and then a little bit further on RHINOBUX. Now, what's this? Oh, so the algorithm that's in the balance sheet chart is our quantum synergy optimizer, which purposely is annoyingly long and impressive just because I've never had anything called quantum, and that's what it is, so I did it. This gives you the scientific stuff, like this is how it works, right? For people that are like, Anthony, like enough, I don't know what any of that means. We have the simple description, and then we have the 4 emails. So these emails are able to be copy and pasted. We give you the email, we give you the time. Now, of course, you're able to put whatever you want in the email, right? But we do want to put you in a position that you're able to succeed. We want to put you in a position where, hey, Ant, I want to do this. Just give me what to send, right? My expertise lies in, so you're going to sub this out. The influencer might be fitness, not finance. Yet I discovered something. This is what it is. So you could send this Thursday evening, 8 p.m. Then we have the follow-up email, Friday afternoon, send between 2 and 4. And this gives all the testimonials and stuff that we had during the pilot project, which was amazing, right? No one's name, just committed member, empowered learner, whatever. These stories share who they really are. Stay tuned. We'll get deeper into the features and functionality. And of course, you put your affiliate link in here. Then Saturday morning between 9 and 11, this is the email that goes out. This is the functionality. This is every part of it, right? RHINO combines these features. You better get in now, blah, blah, blah. And then Sunday afternoon between 4 and 8, this is the last email you send out. Now, as you can see on the lander, we offer $100 for 100 RHINO for anyone that gets in 60 days after they're still in. But we didn't make that known throughout the campaign because obviously Sunday is a day where you're going to try to get everyone that you haven't gotten. So you can give them the last ditch best offer. But I've never agreed with like punishing people that get in Friday and Saturday, Sunday, and then rewarding people for Sunday. Or Friday, Saturday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then rewarding Sunday. Because then you're saying to the people that believe you the most, I'm going to get less because I believe you. In which case, Sunday, we would then tell everyone in the community, by the way, we have a surprise for you. You're getting the 100 RHINOBUX in 60 days because you got in by midnight tonight. Everyone that didn't get in, well, you better get in by midnight tonight. So it's a way you could give the offer while also taking care of the people that have been with you. And then this is the DocuSign credentials. Everything was DocuSigned by me. Obviously, on each page, you could see that, well, apparently I did on every page up until then. At least I thought I did. How did I not do it on the rest of the pages? Oh, because they're emails. Oh, these are all my affirmations, and this is the emails. Okay, yeah, I put the how do I not know the 2 words? Initialed. Like, what is wrong with me today? Okay. So I'm going to send it to everyone. Everyone is available to get in. Monsieur, I see that you have your hand raised. Do you want to ask a question? Thanks, Brooks. I am going to take a look at that. Unless, sometimes Monsieur, people just put their hand up because they pressed the button by accident. Oh, cool. We got Saudi Arabia in the house. That's super cool. Thank you for joining us. So that will go out to everyone, in which case it is serious. I want Thursday to be RHINO weekend. I want every single person to every single ability to get all of this out to everyone. What about having monthly subscriptions instead of just weekly? Some people get paid monthly. I just don't think so. Now, 2 things. One, I never say no, which is different than offering, right? So if somebody says to me, hey, Ant, I can only do monthly. We do have people that have monthly plans, but I just don't offer it out because I really want to keep it on a weekly level. So it's kind of yes and no. If you know somebody, I'll always say yes. But it's just easier on the weekly because that's where all of our numbers are. So I'll talk about this more tomorrow, maybe. Let me get to work. But I will have that email to everyone because it is a big opportunity. And I do want everyone to take this seriously. Like, let's do a big campaign together. And tomorrow I'm going to add all the emails addresses of those influencers to our email that is going out. And maybe I'll just list everyone that's like, I don't know. There's part of me that's like, to get someone's attention, the ends justify the means, kind of. And I'm theorizing out loud, but where is the line that if you're doing something that you know someone's going to thank you for, or at least in your heart of hearts, you believe that, where's the line between what you're ethically and morally able to do to get their attention, right? Like say, for instance, you were working with someone in government and they don't respond to your email. Is it okay to then CC every mayor in the state so that that person's like, whoa, this person is like seriously, now I have to respond to you? Because if the answer is yes, now that person has to respond to you. Well, was that good? Like, were you successful? And what I mean by that is that person now going to respond to you nastily, right? Like a response. If the response is the goal, well, then you achieved it. But that's not the goal. Having a welcomed response is the goal. So, what is the line between the response being nasty and welcomed? Like, for instance, if you want to get someone's attention, you could go burn their house down, right? But like, yeah, you got their attention, but you're going to jail. Like that was not the right thing to do. So where's the line? And I know the line is not burning people's houses down. So I won't, full disclosure, not burning anyone's house down. But that's something I'm going to be actively thinking of today as well. I have to get back to emails. I have, I think, like 15 or 20 that I have not gotten to because yesterday was Sunday, which is family time. Plus, every moment I had, I was doing the influencer thing. But that's it. So everything's going well. I'm going to go buy some Rhino right now. And if you can, you should too. All right. Love you guys. Bye.